Well, it's always fun to do a hosting assignment for a distinctive voyage, and we're about to start one today.
On a beautiful ship.
Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Terri, and I am a Distinctive Voyage host here on the Silver Dawn. And thankfully, Rich is here to help me as we support our special Distinctive Voyages guests on this really wonderful journey. This is a transatlantic 14-night distinctive journey leaving Lisbon, Portugal, heading all across the Atlantic Ocean and ending up in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Not a bad journey.
It's a beautiful journey. It's really nice. I love the Transoceans.
We do too. And the people think sometimes that you just get on the ship and go.
Right.
And the good news is there are some wonderful port stops here. And with a distinctive voyage, you get some really special amenities. They're only available from myself and a very select number of travel advisors. So if you have an interest in this kind of a journey, but with some extra amenities, we should really talk about getting you on a distinctive voyage.
It was really nice because we had a nice little reception for them when we got on board and everybody got to know one another. And then we went on this really great excursion the next day.
That's right. We were in Madeira, Portugal, in Funchal, and went up and down the hillside on that island.
Oh, if you have ever been there, you can go up. My ears were popping on that one.
I heard that from a couple of people. We were in some small Jeep vehicles that could really handle the terrain. Mm-hmm. You were not going to get on a bus or a shuttle in those little areas. But we went way, way up and saw the Skywalk, which was one of the highest points, and beautiful vistas out to the ocean and down below, looking at the glass floor.
And there was a farm way down by the all the way down, and I kind of wonder how many cell phones this farmer must pick up every year from people trying to hang out over that cliff and take their picture.
I was a little careful about where I was standing.
I noticed that.
But it was a lot of fun. Everybody enjoyed that, and that just kicked off a morning that took us to several wineries along the way. And the wineries were great. The people were very engaging.
Nice lunch. Yep.
Shared a lot of good information. But in between the two wineries, thankfully, we did have a lunch.
Yeah.
We had some great cheeses, though, and small bites at the morning winery. And that also included a great walk to a lookout vista on their vineyard property. That, again, was way up on the hillside.
Beautiful countryside.
It's incredible that they can harvest what they do across not only the wine, the grapes for the wine, but also many other agricultural endeavors that they have. And they point out different areas that are being farmed. And not only, but there were many, many other areas of produce and things that were being supplied for people on that island. And it was just gorgeous to see all of that along the hillsides. And then, as you said, between two really nice winery stops, we went to a special hosted meal in the woods.
Oh, that was something.
Way remotely up in the hills and in the woods.
You would never find this if you did not have a guide. There's no way you could find it.
And it's not like an open sign. It's like they come and they host a private event for us in this gorgeous outdoor setting. But it's only because we had reservations, and with Distinctive Voyages, we provided that as part of our exclusive and complimentary shore excursion.
Yeah, that was fun.
So that's really a fun thing. And then, of course, I've had office hours on and off on multiple days throughout the journey, helping people think about what other cruises they might want to book and how they can work with their travel advisor, or if they're a customer of Next Wave Cruising, how they work with us. So it's really a fun opportunity to be part of the Distinctive Voyage program that just adds to this whole transatlantic adventure. But it's been a bit of an adventure. Should we talk about that?
We should, because we had to leave there a little bit earlier than originally scheduled.
Well, that's true. We started in Lisbon. This was a Lisbon to Fort Lauderdale transatlantic journey. And when we left Portugal, the mainland, from Lisbon, we were headed to Funchal and Madeira, and we were going to be there for 2 days. And then, as happens in Europe, and not infrequently, they got word that there was going to be a strike of certain kinds of workers in the country, but including transportation workers.
Right.
And so if we did not leave by midnight of the first day of our visit, happily the day of our excursion, we didn't have to cancel or rework it. We were going to have to leave at midnight to avoid being stuck there because of the strike. So that was the first thing. So anybody who had a second day excursion, and that included us, had to rethink. That was going to be a sea day. And then, as we gathered in the lounge to take our group off the ship at about 8:30 in the morning for our Madeira excursion, the captain came back on over the head speaker and made an announcement to say now, totally separate from the strike, there's weather.
Yes.
Weather. And weather was going to impede our ability actually at the next stop, which was the Canary Islands, which is part of Spain. Beautiful islands off the western coast of Africa, and one of our last stops before we were going to head across the ocean. And so he said, well, we're not staying till midnight. We're staying till 5 p.m.
Yes.
All aboard is
So-
4:30. You've got to be back. So we had to keep a close eye on the time.
Right.
Everybody got back, and at 5 o'clock, he didn't waste a minute.
Oh, no.
We were out of that port.
Everybody was on, and we were going. So
That's right. And so he moved quickly and got us to Las Palmas, which is on Gran Canaria, which is one of the primary Canary Islands. And we were there for basically an overnight there,
Right.
because we had to skip the second stop at Tenerife in Canary Islands. So we did get a chance to go out and do a short excursion on the morning, second day we were there. But again, that had to be very carefully timed. We had to be back to the ship by about 11:30.
Yep.
We were off by 12, skipped the last stop. And what did that turn into for our sea days? It
Well,
added more sea days all in a row
Right.
to get us back home, but we had to run ahead of the weather.
So we had, which is the most that I've ever been on, 9 straight sea days, which, you know,
It's lovely.
I really like sea days, so
fun.
it didn't bother me a bit. But we had to leave there, and we looked at the weather the next day, and what did you see? They actually had some snow.
They had snow on the roads that we had been walking and
Yeah.
enjoying the day before, and they were talking to us about how they're really located just west of the Western Sahara Desert. So you can think about the latitude that they're on and how infrequently they would expect to see that kind of snow.
Right.
But there it was. And what the captain was also monitoring was less about snow, more about very high winds
Right.
and rough seas.
In rough seas. So we got out of there, and we had a pleasant voyage.
Because
But-
he made sure safety
Right.
came first.
Absolutely. So that gave us the 9 straight days, and
I
it's
think
been interesting.
it has been fun. But I think that's a really good point to share, when people are thinking about travel, whether it's on land or on a cruise like this, that being flexible about the itinerary is a really key component. You have your heart set on going to certain places, and then, things that are out of everybody's control happen, like
Right.
weather or, earlier in our trip, that strike issue. And in the case of cruise lines, captains and the staff of the cruise lines will always put safety first for
Oh,
their
sure.
passengers. They want you to have a pleasant journey, a safe journey. They don't want people to be disappointed that they're missing ports, but they'll deal with that
Right.
to make sure that they keep you safe. And they find all these very quick pivots that they do
Mm-hmm.
on activities, or when the dates were changing and the times, the shore excursions were reworked instantly.
Right.
They work so hard to make sure everybody had a great time.
And it all worked out. So
Yeah, did you feel like you really missed a lot?
No, I didn't, and I think everybody has been having a great time. On Silversea, this is a much smaller ship than you're going to maybe normally be on with Celebrity or Royal or Princess. So this is a nice little group that's been on this cruise.
That's right. Now, this ship is very manageable, and, we'll do a full ship tour of the public spaces. But to know, we're on deck 6, and we were talking about this yesterday. Within 2 decks, we are near many of the restaurants, whether it's up from us or down from us, and 1 or 2 decks down or up gets us to many of the public venues, the lounges, the casinos, the buffet areas, and the shops.
Right.
And so you find yourself in a good way using the stairs, walking. It's really nice, and it's a great flow. Easy to get around. You're not going up and down 17 decks worth
No. Yeah.
of area on a ship trying to find your way. It's really, really nice. So we've enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the
You like that coffee shop?
the coffee shop is very nice. They have nice bites out there for something for breakfast or something for afternoons. They
Outdoor
have a
seating?
nice, beautiful outdoor seating, which is very protected, and you can just sit there and watch. It's like the Sunset Bar. You just sit there and you can just watch the wake behind you and enjoy your coffee. And
It's a great location
It's been
on the
very
ship.
nice. And the food on this for main dining food has been incredible.
Outstanding. There are, even for the size of a ship that's carrying around, 500 or so passengers, a little more than that maybe, there are so many different restaurant venues.
Hmm.
And as you mentioned, there are some, what are considered main dining.
Right.
You would think you were in specialty dining on most other cruise
Oh,
lines that you
absolutely.
might choose to travel with. They do such a good job. The varied menu, the elevated menu, and the service, you just can't beat it.
No.
That's right in the traditional restaurants.
Hmm.
And on a ship like Silver Dawn, it's called Atlantide. That is
Right.
sort of the go to restaurant that's open even for a sit down breakfast if you want it, or a sit down lunch, but it's a go to staple for dinner. But they don't stop there. They've got the Salt Kitchen, which lets them look more at regional menus that match the part of the world and the itinerary that they're sailing. And so that would be different on every voyage.
Hmm.
They have Silver Note, which is a little jazz club
That's
dinner
nice.
with a
Yeah.
very inventive menu and
Yeah.
presentation.
It's amazing presentation, and it's this very small venue, like you said, and it's very intimate. They don't turn the tables over, so it's usually just one seating. So
And
you
people
have
stay
to
and listen to the music.
make your reservation for that because there's been a waiting list for people to get into that.
That's right. There's also a very nice, light and bright restaurant at the aft of the ship with walls of windows, outdoor seating, and great views if you're inside. And that's called La Terraza. And it's open for breakfast as a buffet and with some, special items you can order from
You
the
can order,
kitchen.
any
And
dish you want. Sure.
kitchen for lunch, same thing, a
Hmm.
buffet, but there's probably some sandwiches or things you could ask to have
Hmm.
prepared for you. But in the evening, that turns into another specialized restaurant. La Terraza is an Italian
Right.
restaurant, and that has a great venue, lots of seating, and
Mm.
a whole different menu. You can go to Kaiseki,
Hmm.
which we did.
Right.
Japanese food. How
Japanese. That was
authentic. It was
very
well,
nice.
well
Yeah.
done. Really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And if you want a little bit of a change of pace, you can go to the grill, which is the outdoor dining. You can get there for lunch and you can go back as a special dinner outside on the main outside deck. And you can go upstairs and have pizza.
And their pizza is really good for a cruise ship pizza. It's hard to find good pizza, and that was very good.
It's all made to order. I think
Yes,
that's part of it. It's not sitting under a
it
heat lamp all
exactly.
afternoon. It is made for you. They're personal size, so you get just what you need. You can share one. It's
Hmm.
easy to share. And they have a lot of different options.
They
It's
do.
not just like, well, here's what we made today.
Right.
They have a great menu and you can choose.
And because it's made to order, and you can have them put a little
Well,
extra of this or
do
none of that,
less of
and
that,
whatever you like.
customize
So,
it. And it's really great to see all of that. And then it's all capped off with the French restaurant, which is really a signature restaurant here called La Dame,
mm-hmm.
which is right next to the Arts Cafe coffee shop
Yep.
on deck 8 at the aft of the ship. Again, beautiful views, hot, cuisine, high end, very nicely presented and delicious.
Right.
Now, of all of those restaurants and choices, you may have to make reservations for several of them,
Right.
but there are really only two of them that have a cover charge.
Right.
So you think about how all inclusive Silversea is, and that's a really good testimony to how inclusive it is, that you can do all that specialty dining, pay a cover charge if you go to Kaiseki,
Right.
and if you go to Ladon.
Right.
And other than that, just make sure you make your appointments to get where you want to go and then enjoy it.
It's been great. I'm really enjoying it because of all these different venues for lunch and dinners and things like that. It's a good thing we had the 9 days because you can't keep doing this
I
every
can't
single
eat like
night.
that. No, no, but it gave us a chance to rotate around. And we have had such interesting and diverse experiences in every single restaurant. We're
Mm.
so glad we tried them all.
Oh yeah,
It's been a
definitely.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then still had, as you said, a few down nights when we went to the regular restaurant and were wowed. It just wowed.
Exactly. It's like this is not specialty. This is just their main dining, and again the service was top notch, and the food was like, really, this
This is
is
a cruise ship food that was
so it was
wonderful.
very good.
We enjoyed another really fun opportunity, which is available to every guest here on Silver Dawn, and that's in room dining.
Hmm.
24/7. You can have things from the menu brought and served to you in your room. Again, presentation, uh, service level was outstanding, and the food came warm and good. We had a really fun, and that
Yeah,
was a nice way to have a relaxing night rather than one more night
exactly.
at a very special restaurant. They're fun, but you need a break.
Yes,
At
right.
least I do. That was good. Did you like the in-room dining?
I thought it was great because our butler came and he set up a really nice table and tablecloth and
That's
everything,
right.
and whatever you needed, he was there to help you. And whenever you were done, you didn't have to put stuff out in the hallway. He came in, he took everything away. He put the big table away, and it was perfect because we needed that night because you had a call,
I did.
and so we had something scheduled. So it was going to be kind of difficult to, should we be eating before the call or after the call? And we said, well, then we
Don't
just
rush.
stay in and do it easy, and it worked out perfect
It
for
really
us.
did. I
So
think that was a fun thing. And to know that that, again, is part of the offering. There is a butler with every stateroom here
mhm.
on Silversea, on the Silver Dawn. Those guys work and the gals work very hard. They complement your stateroom attendant in terms of the service that they provide.
Mhm.
And if you turn around and need something, they are right at your elbow taking
Oh
care
yeah,
of it
yeah,
right there.
they're great.
They really have done a wonderful job. And everybody on the crew and staff, as you can imagine, just works long, long days. We see them at multiple venues doing multiple jobs,
Right.
and they have a smile on their face. They know your name, and they take care of everything that you're hoping for to make your cruise just extra, extra special. We've also had some fun nights in the main lounge, the Dolce Vita Lounge on deck 5, which is right at midship near shore excursions and the guest relations desk. You can take care of business, but you can sit down, relax. They have a great bar,
Mhm.
nice bartenders, and there happens to be a guitarist on this particular sailing
My goodness.
that we just love when he's the one coming into the lounge to
Oh,
perform.
I mean,
It's
he's
so
doing
good.
Santana. I mean, he likes Santana. He does him, a lot,
A
and
lot
it's
of
like,
good guitar
wow,
work, huh?
this guy is really very good.
Quite
So
talented, quite diverse in terms of the things he does cover
yeah.
musically. And then there are talented performers in Silvernote
Mhm.
giving a jazz performance. There are people in the theater, in the Venetian Lounge, the production team. And
Mhm.
so there's a variety of things there. And with an ocean crossing, we also see all the special extras that Silversea makes sure is available to the guests. And that is inclusive of an art expert who's doing art classes,
Mhm.
multiple speakers doing kind of podium talks on a range of topics.
Right.
The Future Cruise people have been doing some wonderful talks about other fun places to go. So that'll get you excited.
Oh yeah,
How about
I've
Antarctica?
I've
We went to
already,
that talk.
I've been jotting this stuff down. I'll have to get with my travel advisor, and
Yes. See what you want to book next. That's fun. There are dance masters on
ah,
board.
yeah, we saw people taking dance classes.
And
Yeah.
then they're available as dance partners,
Mhm.
into the evening. And there's a great lounge at the back of deck 9, the Panorama Lounge, with
Mhm.
a wonderful dance floor, and
That's
it's
very large.
put to good use.
Mhm.
We've seen afternoon tea there as well. So whether it's trivia and puzzles and games with the activity staff, or talks with these experts, art class, dance class, you name it, it's available. And so it's a really nice way to spend some sea days. You
It
would
is.
miss all that if you were very port intensive. It's fun to be on a ocean crossing
Right.
and have that other side of cruising
Mhm.
really emphasized.
Yeah,
It's been wonderful.
I always enjoy sea days, so this has been great for me.
That's right. And I'm sure there's more to come. We've got a few more days to go before we wrap up this lovely cruise heading right back to Fort Lauderdale. So we've been from Portugal
So
through
we've,
some of the Canary Islands and Spain, and now
all right.
across, and we've avoided any weather that
Hmm.
happened to be popping up this time of year across the ocean. Looks beautiful out there this morning. I
Yeah.
think we're going to have another warm and sunny sea day.
Yeah, we're sitting in this really nice lounge that's forward on deck 11, and it just looks out to, what's ahead. And
That's
you
right.
get, depending upon, what part of the world you're in, you get either, beautiful sunrises, sunsets, and
That's right.
just looking out at the ocean. And this is a beautiful, quiet little place. Every area has coffee machines, so
Hmm.
you can get up early. You want to sit out here and just gaze out and get yourself a coffee or a tea, and they have some cookies and everything. So it's
Found my
really,
tea.
found your tea. I found my coffee, and it's really a great place to go. There's so many little places to go on this ship.
That's
It's
true.
really kind of nice.
We've been enjoying that all along the way. And I would say if people have any questions about Silversea, just reach out. Our contact information is right on the screen and in the description below this video. We'd love to tell you more about our adventures and about opportunities for sailing in some wonderful destinations on every continent, or these transocean voyages.
Transocean expedition
Right.
cruises. They're
Absolutely.
the Galapagos, the Antarctic, the Arctic. They're all over.
Right. And they have ships that are really specialized in all of those areas, as well as their ocean going ships. So this is a great opportunity for you to think about your next year's travels, and let's get in front of it and get you booked on one of these beautiful itineraries with Silversea. Thanks for watching and listening. We look forward to talking to you soon. And until we do, take a look at the video in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. We've got more information to share. See you there.
Bye now.